Shalom to everyone. I'm Rabbi Howard Wolk, a community chaplain with Jewish Family Service. I just want to make you abreast of the fact that the Jewish Family Service, our food pantry is open on Thursdays. No appointment necessary. Just come by. We're very privileged to help the community. If anyone would like to speak to me privately, my number is 469-206-1681. And if you'd like to speak to a social worker or a clinician at JFS, please call 972-437-9950. I'd like to speak to you about a really confluence of kind of different dates on the calendar, both on the English calendar and on the Jewish calendar these last couple of weeks. A few days ago, from the day of my making this video, we celebrated a minor holiday on the Hebrew calendar called Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day of the Omer. The Omer is the period of days, 7 weeks, between the holidays of Passover and Shavuot. It's a period of semi-mourning because of the death centuries ago of the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva. And so this is a time of the year where we kind of tone down the festivities, but on the 33rd day of this period, the students stop dying. It's a minor holiday, but the idea is that it underscores the shared experiences of all Jews. The Jewish community, the Jewish nation is like a family. We have to share in sad occasions and happy occasions as well. This past Sunday, we had the celebration of Mother's Day, a very important date on the calendar, and big mitzvah for a person to send their mother a Mother's Day card, call with greetings. This year we're not able to visit in person, but that's very important. I would add, however, from a Jewish perspective, Mother's Day, for that matter, Father's Day, is really every day of the year. We Americans, we like to create a lot of enthusiasm and hoopla associated with a particular date on the calendar. I call it the Super Bowl syndrome. Come Super Bowl Sunday, people go to Super Bowl parties. Even people who do not follow the sport during the season, they'll go to a friend's house for a Super Bowl party. You ask those people the next day who won the game, they don't know what you're talking about. It's the Super Bowl syndrome. A lot of energy on one particular day, and the next day, the topic goes into the background. That should not be the case with Mother's Day. Honor your father and mother is a commandment, a mitzvah, every day of the year. So the second Sunday in May is important, but so is every other day of the year with regards a person's responsibility to parents, and certainly in our society, people have older parents, different types of responsibility, often difficult circumstances. Those sometimes are issues that children and siblings would like to speak to someone, perhaps talk to a rabbi, a chaplain, about the issues they're facing in terms of the care of their parents. We're also finishing the reading of the third book of the Torah, the book of Leviticus. The reading is not done in the synagogue. We're still closed down. It's done in the privacy of our homes. But traditionally, when we finish reading any of the 5 books of the Torah, the congregation exclaims out loud 3 words, Chazak, Chazak, v'nitchazek. Be strong, and we should strengthen one another. We say be strong twice. Once we're cajoling one another to be strong spiritually, to have moral conviction, to realize our responsibility to others. And certainly during the pandemic, that should be underscored, the responsibility we have to other people, and a Jewish Family Service we daily fulfill this with our care for members of the community, counseling, speaking to people, the food pantry. So that's one type of chazak, be strong. The second type is to be strong physically, that even though we're shuttered in, primarily important to get exercise. I'm happy to say I go for a lengthy walk every day, whether it's hot or not hot. So we have to be strong physically and spiritually. And then the third phrase, the nitkazek, we strengthen one another, that no person acts in a vacuum. No one is an island unto himself or herself. When we do good by ourselves, we're also benefiting others. We're benefiting a society. And certainly one of the lessons of the pandemic experience is how interconnected we all are. All members of the Jewish community, all members of our society, and in fact, all of mankind around the world. And one final date of importance now on the calendar, we will in a week or so be celebrating Yom Yerushalayim, Jerusalem Day. On the Hebrew calendar, it's the 28th day of the month of Iyar. This year commemorates the 53rd anniversary of the reunification of the city of Jerusalem during the Six-Day War back in 1967. For thousands of years, we recited at the end of our Passover Seder, L'Shana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem. We say it at the end of the Yom Kippur service. For 2,000 years, most Jews never made it to Jerusalem. When they said next year in Jerusalem, for them it was a hope, it was a prayer. They never went to Jerusalem. I believe that many of the people who are hearing this message have been to Jerusalem. If you haven't yet been, the first thing you should do after the travel regulations are eased, after it's safe to travel, make a point of going to Israel. That's one of the things as well that unifies us as Jews, as a community. Wherever we are, we stand and face Jerusalem when we pray. One of the tertiary, if you will, effects of the pandemic is, I'm sure many of you know, that starting in September, American Airlines was going to begin a twice weekly nonstop flight from Dallas to Tel Aviv. Sadly, that has been put on hold for a year because of the circumstances. But hopefully when things improve, we'll be able to plan our trips to Israel. I know the Federation is planning a community mission in about 2 years, something for us to look forward to. So all of these dates, whether on the Hebrew calendar or the English calendar, underscore the idea that we have shared experiences, shared dreams, shared aspirations, and yes, shared difficulties. My hope and prayer is that you all remain healthy, you and your families, and look forward to speaking to you very soon. Shalom, and thank you very much.